Get over here! As we all know, is the famous line from Mortal Kombat, the greatest fighting video game there has ever been. Hello there, this is Alex Gibbons from Lights Camera Debate, and today we're going to be discussing Mortal Kombat 2, the new franchise film from the Mortal Kombat Neverworld game world. This is an absolutely awesome film, 100 times better than the second Mortal Kombat 1. We have had several Mortal Kombat films over the years, and they've always been very interesting. We had one in 1995, as I went to see many years ago with my father, for which was very interesting. We've had animations. We just have lots of things that connect to the games, basically. And the Neverworld games are always very violent. They're very brutal. They're known for their fatalities. We even had a clean, cuddly version in the late 90s to get over the fact there's amount of blood in them, and it didn't work, basically. So this film is basically going back to basics. It's not dealing with the whole Shaolin Knights thing, which is in the game. We're not dealing with the whole background of Sub-Zero and B-Horn and all that bit. We're not dealing with any of that. What does get used eventually at the very complex ending. Basically, the main problem with this film, and I will say it now, as much as I enjoyed it, is there isn't much of a script. There are some absolutely off the planet fighting bits now. They've really gone to town. That they've got 100 times better than Mortal Kombat 1. The fatalities are absolutely stunning, very, very brutal. I think there must have been some serious drinking done at the BFI in England to give this a 15. It no way is a 15. And you even have Kano using a C bomb halfway the Australian. I'm not too sure of his name, so I've got it in front of me. I'm doing this from memory, so I apologise. I make any errors on character names or people from the film, but I'm doing it from memory. Joy's being blind. So this film starts. It has got a semi-plot. So we find out who Katana is. She's a princess of an area which has been taken over by Shao Kahn, the ginormous boss of the Mortal Kombat games. And we find out he's going to take over the Empire. He wants to start the combat. Mortal Kombat is basically that there are different worlds. There's Earth world, there's the Netherrealm, which is Deathland, and there's the other worlds. And you have to win 10 fights. If you win 10 fights, then you can take over everything else. And Shao Kahn in this film is very close to having 10 fights under his belt. He's got 9 and he wants a 10. So that's the first part of the film, basically, meeting Princess Katana. Her world has been completely taken over by Shao Kahn. Very nasty killing of her father, and she gets the amulet so she can talk to Raiden, the Thunder God. Raiden is a very important part of these films and the Mortal Kombat legend. He is the Thunder God. He has a hammer. He's got the great hat. He looks brilliant in the games. And then we go to part two of this film with Raiden or Raiden. I always get it wrong. Trying to put together his Mortal Kombat team. He has Sonya Blade. He has Jax. He has Liu Kang, who's a martial art warrior. And he wants one more. So he decides to get the washed up film actor who's a bit like Keanu Reeves, the parts he plays, called Johnny Cage, who's a martial art fighter. He's a kung fu expert. Wears the greatest sunglasses on film. He thinks he's excellent. And Raiden basically gets him for the combat. But as soon as he gets into the first combat round with Katana, he gets his ass kicked, basically. And, they have to find more people to combat, and it's how it continues. You've got a fabulous fight between Jax, who's got cybernetic arms, with Shao Kahn, and Shao Kahn, all he wants is he wants Raiden's amulet. Basically, Raiden has an amulet, and this is all part of Mortal Kombat 3 game, and I think Mortal Kombat 4 we get into all the amulets and Shao Kahn trying to take over the world. And then this is, as I said, part 3 and 4 this film. It is an hour and 55, but it does get through quite a bit, and it is very loud. It's great for your 5.1 systems. It has an awful lot of violence in it. We also get a really excellent, I think the best person in this film for special effects and martial art is Liu Kang. He has this great fight with his brother he thinks is dead, who's an evil version of him. And if you've played it in the game, you know he has a throwing hat, which is a bit like Oddjob's hat from the Goldfinger, which can kill you, basically. And there's a great fight between the two of them. And there's also an even better fight later on in the film between him and Shao Kahn, where he creates these amazing CGI fire dragons, which are brilliant in my opinion. So we have this third part of the film where they decide to go down to Neverworld, which is the world of the undead. And while they're there, they meet, of course, who's there. I can't pronounce his Japanese name. Don't even ask what he is. Basically, he is Scorpion. And while we're also there, Behemoth, who is Nuke Cyborg eventually. I know it gets very confusing with all these game stuff. Who is also Scorpion. They have a mammoth fight in the underworld. It's a great fight, and around this, which I think is a good thing, because if you didn't know, and this is it gets very confusing. In the final part of this film, they managed to get rid of an annoying character. Now, Mortal Kombat has never had this character in the actual games, and it's what caused a lot of controversy with the first new film, Mortal Kombat 1. They brought in a new character called Cole Lang, I think he's called, and he has great powers. He'd be great in the game. Basically, when he gets hit by lightning or fire powers, he can absorb it and it can become part of his armor. And he can also throw out weapons from his own body. But the problem was they invented it for Mortal Kombat 1 Neverwhere Games and the people who make the films, and it really annoyed full-on Mortal Kombat gamers, because he'd never been a character in the game, he'd never been part of the actual legend or industry, and then suddenly he's the main part of the first film. And that's why this second film does a lot better than film 1, because it actually has all the characters we really want. Like, it has Johnny Cage, it has Sonya Blade, it has Jax, it has Raiden, it has, Cole Lang is there because he has a good fight where, his head is smashed in by, Shao Kahn. It has a really good fight and he gets thrown into the pit. I'm so glad that all the extra bits you get in the games, like the crypt and the pit, are there. That great bit in, there's a really, people have been saying it's not a good fight, but I think it's a really good fight myself, between Sonya Blade and the female version of Cyron, who's the queen of Katana's land, and she can scream at you and basically give you a sonic boom in scream form. I thought it was a really good fight between her and Sonya Blade, personally. What you might disagree, let me know in the comments. I always reply to the comments. Oh, I haven't mentioned, we're on 49. Come on, let's get to 50 on the subscribers. Should have said that earlier. If you're not already subscribing, hit the bell. So, yeah, I think that's a good fight. I think the fights are 100 times better in Mortal Kombat 2 than they were in Mortal Kombat 1. They've got a better fight crew, I think. They've worked out to do really good fights. I'm looking forward to where this franchise is going to go, because it's definitely going to become a franchise. And then we finished the film, as I said, setting up for Mortal Kombat 3, basically, or the Shaolin Monks, which we could go with the Shaolin Monks, which is a separate Mortal Kombat game. And go into that in more depth if you want, or Mortal Kombat 3, which I presume will be Mortal Kombat 4 and 3 and Armageddon, I've probably put together as a game. So I enjoyed it. I thought the music was very good. The special effects are absolutely awesome. But if you're expecting a big scripted out film with lots of background to why these characters do that, and you do get some of that, the stuff between Katana and Jade is very good, when she you think Jade's in league with Shao Kahn, but she's not. She's there to help in the end. That's what happens at the end, spoiler. But you find out a lot about Katana's character, why she's like she is. You find it because her original father died, and there's also this very creepy Japanese, he's a Mithra, he can spell guy who brings people back from the dead, like he brings Bihan back from the dead, and he's very creepy. I think that's Xiaomei. I always get the character names with Mortal Kombat wrong, so I apologise. Yeah, but that's a good character. Yeah, I think all the actors are very good. I think having actual mortal, artists who can actually do all the moves brilliant is a good idea. Cole Young as Johnny Cage is brilliant. He's whip cracking. I found it very funny. I did actually laugh a lot. Kano is very funny. The guy playing him is just brilliant. He's Australian English. And he's very, if you can imagine sort of 21st century crocodile Nick Dundee from the Crocodile Dundee films, he's very much like what a good fighter, and has a laser eye. So I know it's all very out there, the Mortal Kombat films. You have to take everything. Well, I love them because I love the games based, and I tend to play the games more once I've decided what console to go with. That's the dilemma I'm having. So yeah, I enjoyed it. It was an enjoyable 1 hour and 55 at the cinema, and I'm hoping they do Mortal Kombat 3, or everybody reckons they're going to do the Scorpion spin-off game, which is Shaolin Knights, I think, which is all about Lin Kuei. And we will see. Well, I definitely think Mortal Kombat 3 is coming. I've heard it's in production already, so we will see what happens. But very enjoyable hour, very brutal, very tons of Kensington gore, blood everywhere. God knows how this got a 15, so it should really have had an 18 in my opinion. I don't know what you have to do in England now to actually get an 18. If you can let me know in the comments, that'd be great. So what did I see? I also saw lots of new trailers that are coming out for new films or coming out soon. Of course, we had the Mandalorian and Grogu on the 21st. We also have a very interesting horror film called, is it Inside Room? It's about a room that expands and eats people. It looks quite fun. We also had a trailer for The Odyssey with the absolute battle scenes off the planet in this. This is looking so good with Matt Damon, Tom Holland, the Odyssey. It's Christopher Nolan doing battles like he does, and it was a different trailer, so that looks excellent. A bit of nostalgia back to my childhood again. New He-Man trailer has dropped, and that looks good fun. It did show all the new villains. So yeah, looking forward to all that. I need to go and see The Christophers as well, which is Sir Ian McKellen's new film, Steven Soderbergh's first film for quite a while, I think, where he's going to be doing an art heist, and the children, one played by James Corden, which is always good fun. He is trying to persuade his father to show all these very rich paintings are. So it's an interesting one about art theft and that, I think. So I shall go and see that on the 19th. I am hoping to see the Chrysalis and Grogu and the Mandalorian, or Mandalorian Grogu, depending on you put it, at the Picture House, but you never know down here. But I don't mind, because the Odeon have fabulous staff. They're very good, and they have a good outlook on the access front. So if you're blind, please go to Odeon Exeter. Just take your own comfy headphones, because you can plug them straight into the boxes, and you don't have any problems. They're not this new Dolby Plus, whatever they're called, boxes that seem to be having problems with films. I've heard quite a few things on different disabled groups on Facebook about those. If you've been having any problems with audio description at the cinema, please let me know, and I will put it forward on the channel. My tip is, when you're in the cinema, when you get the box, just make sure they come up when the film starts. If you have any problems, that normally gets around that headache. Well, I haven't had a problem with those boxes, because I use lovely Sony MX4 headphones, and it sounds great. Yeah, so that's basically the plan. Next cover might be a break next week. I'll do Notting Hill or Titanic. I've still got to do those for you. And then cinema, I said, is definitely the Christophers, Inside Room, I think it's called. I'm not getting that title exactly. I think it's that great horror film. Mandalorian and Grogu. Then I think we have a little break. Spider-Man's on. But also, I'm tempted to do I might do the Punisher for you this week, so I can motorbike go by the windows when it's hot. I might do the Disney Plus film, what's only on Disney Plus, which is the Punisher, which is the connection to Spider-Man, as the Punisher, Frank Castle, is in the new Spider-Man film. So I might do that for you this week. Anyway, if there's anything I should be watching, then let me know in the comments. I will read all the comments, and it helps the algorithm on here. And please hit the bell, like it would be great. I just need one more to get to where I want to be for the moment. We will get to 40 if I get one more. So come on, people, let's keep hitting those subscription links and enjoy. So for the moment, that's all, folks.